Playboy Club circuit. So all of us bunnies kind of knew them as buddies. They were sort of the casual, we all go after work and go eat breakfast or something, you know, on the Strip. And so my girlfriend said, hey, I know Bill Cosby. I can hook you up and maybe you can get an audition.
Aspiring actor Victoria Valentino was 25 when her friend introduced her to Bill Cosby, one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
She called him, and then he sent a car over to my grandmother's house in West Hollywood to pick us up. And so we went to dinner at this steak restaurant on the Strip called Sneaky Pete's. It was next to the Whiskey A Go-Go. And pretty soon he put a pill down next to my glass and he said, here, take this, it'll make you feel better. I went, oh, yeah, great. You know, I'll take it. I'll feel better. And I took it. Pretty soon I was and I opened my eyes and we're in front of it was like a townhouse. There were 2 love seats. And my girlfriend, here she is, passed out, lying there, completely gone. And he's sitting right next to her on the love seat and he's looking down at her like this. And the intensity of the look, I mean, it communicated everything. I knew what he had on his mind. I knew. He got up and he came over to me. And then the next thing I knew, I was on my knees and he was sitting on the love seat opening his fly. And I was orally raped, and then he stood me up and turned me over backwards and did me doggy style, and then he walked out. And as he was getting to the door, I said, how are we going to get home? And he didn't even look at me. He just said, call a cab. And he slammed out the door.
Victoria chose not to report what she alleges happened to her that night. A silence that lasted decades.
This was 1969. You know, I was a playmate. I had been married to a black man. I was an old hippie. You know, I was a bunny. The last people we would ever have thought to go to would be the police. Never crossed my mind.
Bill Cosby first exploded onto the comedy scene in the early 1960s, with appearances on shows such as the Jack Paar program.
Wait a minute! Are you crazy?
Raised in the poor suburbs of Philadelphia, the son of a maid and an alcoholic father, Cosby was one of the first black comedians to appeal to mainstream white America.
I put a spell on you. He was simply a great, engaging storyteller on the stage. Technically brilliant as a comedian, somebody who didn't simply stand up and tell jokes, but really spun stories.
You know I can't stand it. You're running around.
Coming up at a time when America was going through the civil rights movement, when there was a lot of conflict around race, it was a big deal for a broad, multiracial audience to establish this bond with Bill Cosby.
Cosby's big acting break came in 1965 when, aged 28, he was asked to star in a new TV show, I Spy. Playing a tennis coach who was also an undercover spy, Cosby became the first African-American actor to star in a mainstream network drama.
You will hear black people talk about back in the day when they would call everyone to the television if someone black came on. And a lot of people go, oh, you just exaggerate. No, it's not an exaggeration. That's how it was in my household, everybody I knew.
Hello, sir. Now!
I was a little kid.